Hey my loves, welcome back to my channel. Lynette here, and today we're going to be talking about 10 reasons why we should stop eating GMOs. And what is GMOs? GMOs are genetically modified organisms. I know more and more we've been hearing about it, non-GMO verified. We see that all over the marketplace, but some of us probably doesn't realize how dangerous these foods are. And I know in another one of my videos, we talked about chemical affinity, and I'm just going to stop and we'll go over what that is right now. Chemical affinity means the body naturally recognized the food so its digestion didn't produce harmful byproducts that compromise the body. So basically, GMOs are genetically modified organisms. And what that means is that they are manipulated. Basically, they can be manipulated by crossbreeding, and then they can be manipulated by chemical engineering. And what that does, and as we talked about chemical affinity, how that changes the molecular structure of the organism, whether plant-based or animal-based, and then it makes it to where our bodies can't even recognize it. And so it's a danger there. We're going to discuss today about not only about the 10 reasons why we should stay away from them, but we're going to go over some of the major companies that are using it. A lot of these companies don't even have to write a label that they have used genetically modified organisms. As we know, most of the companies out there probably do dabble with some, whether inadvertently or with the knowledge that they're using them, because a lot of the products that are out there now, corn, soybean, wheat, are three of the most ones that are being used. But I'm going to talk about, like I said, some of the major companies, even some of the major baby food companies, which is scary to me, because when I looked at all of the side effects when it comes to these GMOs, it's serious, and they're giving that to babies with the knowledge of the side effects. I'm sure they know. I mean, you would have to know if you're in that industry. But yeah, we're going to do that, and then we're going to talk about the side effects on our bodies, of what it's doing to our bodies and then in the environment. So I hope this video blesses you, because with the situation going on in our environment, where they're not only using the chemicals, but they're spraying them in the air, and then we're finding a lot of toxins in our water. I mean, we have to take control somewhere in order to combat some of these illnesses and these diseases, and to try to even just to keep our families safe. So I'm just here for you, and so I hope this video helps us in some way to kind of make good choices and what we put in our bodies, because that we can control, or at least be knowledgeable about it anyway. And so I'm just going to get right in it, and we'll get started. Number one, GMOs are unhealthy. The American Academy of Environmental Medicine urges doctors to prescribe non-GMO diets for all patients. They cite animal studies showing organ damage, gastrointestinal and immune system disorders, accelerated aging, and infertility. Human studies show how genetically modified food can leave material behind inside of us, possibly causing long-term problems. Genes inserted in GM soy, for example, can transfer into the DNA of bacteria living inside us, and that toxic insecticides produced by GM corn was found in the blood of pregnant women and their unborn fetuses. Number two, GMOs contaminate forever. GMOs cross-pollinate and their seeds can travel. It is impossible to fully clean up our contaminated gene pool. Self-propagating GMO pollution will outlast the effects of global warming and nuclear waste. The potential impact is huge, threatening the health of our future generations. GMO contamination has also caused economic losses for organic and non-GMO farmers, who often struggle to keep their crops pure. Number three, GMOs increase herbicide use. Most GMO crops are engineered to be herbicide tolerant. Studies show that Roundup, for example, is linked with sterility, hormone disruption, birth defects, and cancer. Number 4, genetic engineering creates dangerous side effects. By mixing genes from totally unrelated species, genetic engineering unleashes a host of unpredictable side effects. Moreover, irrespective of types of genes that are inserted, the very process of creating a GM plant can result in a massive collateral damage that produces new toxins, allergens, carcinogens, and nutritional deficiencies. Number 5, government oversight is dangerously lax. Most of the health and environmental risks of GMOs are ignored by government superficial regulations and safety assessments. Number 6, genetically modified crops are also responsible for the emergence of superweeds and superbugs, which can only be killed with even more toxic poisons. Number 8, GMOs harm the environment. GMO crops and their associated herbicides can harm birds, insects, amphibians, marine ecosystems, and soil organisms. They reduce biodiversity, pollute water resources, and are unsustainable. Number 9, GMOs do not increase yields and work against feeding a hungry world. Whereas sustainable non-GMO agricultural methods used in developing countries have conclusively resulted in yield increases of 79% and higher. GMOs do not, on average, increase yields at all. Lastly, number 10, by avoiding GMOs, you can contribute to the coming tipping point of consumer rejection, forcing them out of our food supply. Look for the organic varieties of these foods. These are the leading genetically modified varieties. You have your farm fish. You want to make sure you get everything wild caught, and as you can see, the wheat is on the end, but just make sure everything that you get has the non-GMO certified label. Consumer Report Lab test confirms these popular products contain GMOs. However, by avoiding highly processed foods and conventionally grown foods in favor of 100% organically grown whole foods, you can better avoid GMOs. So always try to seek out your labels, organic and non-GMO project verified. Yeah, so that was 10 reasons why we should stop eating GMOs. Thank you for watching this video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Remember that you're beautiful and I love you. Bye.